Welcome back to Drum Ambition. In the last video we talked about playing a basic pop and rock groove, and today what I'd like to do is give you 5 new bass drum patterns to add to that, just to give you some more musical options. Now let's just check in for a moment here. I would like you to make absolutely sure that you're comfortable with what you learned in the last video before you continue. Now towards the end of the last video we talked about using a metronome. I would say that if you're at 60 beats per minute now on the metronome, then you're probably ready to move on. And if you're still making mistakes or you're not quite comfortable at 60 beats per minute, it really doesn't matter. Just take a little bit more time and build up some strength before continuing. But if you are ready to continue today, we're going to go through to the studio. As always, I'm going to walk you through the process. Don't forget you have a downloadable PDF file, and as always, you'll see the notation on the screen in front of you as well. When we come back to the control room, I'll give you some more practice tips. In the meantime, as always, let's relax, let's have some fun, and let's go through to the studio. So as I mentioned, we're now going to add some bass drum variations to your 8th note groove. And the first thing that you're going to see in front of you on the screen is the bass drum placed on the quarter notes. That's beat 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's just play that first. Now what we're going to do here is we're still going to continue to count in 8th notes. So it's going to sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you get the idea on that. Now the important thing to remember here is the hands do not change at all from the lesson that we did previously. So you're going to play this groove 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're going to combine that groove with the new bass drum pattern, which in this case is on the quarter notes. So let's play slowly and let's give that one a go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. So take a few moments to practice that at various different tempos before you start. I obviously recommend starting as slowly as possible. Then as you can see on number 2, we've mixed things up a little bit. We have the bass on the 1 and we have the bass on the 3, and we call this the and of the 3. So if we just play the bass for now, it sounds like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. So let's put that together again, keeping it slow. It's going to sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that's a real common popular beat right there. So that's a very good one to practice. Now on number 3, you'll see we have the bass drum on the 1, we have it on the and of the 1, and then we have it on the 3 and the and of the 3. So let's take a moment to hear that on the bass drum. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Now again, keeping it slow, counting out loud, all those good things. It's going to sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 2, and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and. In example number 4 from your PDF and from the notation you see on your screen now, we play the bass drum firstly on beat 1, and then we play it on the and of the 2 and the 3. So it sounds like this: 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's put it together, keeping it slow. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Now, finally, on number 5, we're putting the bass on beat 1, and then the and of the 2, the and of the 3, and the and of the 4. And you'll see that on the notation in front of you. So let's keep it slow. It's going to sound like this: 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Now watch out for the and 1. It's the first time we've done that, so be careful, keep it nice and slow, count out loud. It's going to sound like this: 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So take some time to practice those at slow tempos, and we'll talk a little in the control room in a moment about some good speeds to practice on the metronome. Now, so you can understand how far you can take this, let's try going a little faster. I'm going to take pattern number 2, where the bass was on the 1 and on the 3 and the and of the 3. I'm going to play it faster for you, just so you can hear it. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And just for the sake of example, let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sure you recognize that groove. It's been used in thousands and thousands of recordings, and it's going to be used a lot, so it's a really good one to practice. So a couple of things to bear in mind. Common mistakes I see are, as we said in the previous video, not counting out loud, speeding up, slowing down. Watch out for all those things. You'll get used to me saying that and repeating that because it's so important. The other thing is, it seems a very obvious thing to say is, but watch your coordination. Make sure your hands are coordinating with your feet. And what I mean by that is, for example, let's say you're playing the hi-hat on beat 1 and you're playing the bass on beat 1. It's important that these are lined up together, like that. For example, you could play the bass a little late, or you could do it the other way around. And the way to get around that is, you've guessed it, counting out loud, playing nice and slow. So let's go back to the control room and let's talk about how we're going to practice these grooves and set some goals. So I hope you found that video informative and it gives you some more options to work on now. Now, towards the end of the last video, we talked about using a metronome. Now, if you're ready to use a metronome, I suggest that you practice those beats at around 50 beats per minute. Now, if you're not ready, it really doesn't matter. Just take your time. The important thing is building the coordination first and feeling comfortable. So if you're comfortable, let's say at 50 beats per minute, go up in small increments of 5 beats per minute. So if you're happy at 50, go up to 55. If you're happy at 55, go up to 60, 65, and so forth. But do that over a period of days. Perhaps set yourself some goals, but be relaxed about it. There's plenty of time. This is very important foundational stuff, so you definitely don't want to rush through this process. In the next video, I'm going to give you another 5 bass drum patterns, again, that go with the original hand pattern that you learnt in the first video. Don't forget you can email me with any questions that you might have, support@drumambition.com. In the meantime, thanks for checking in and thanks for using Drum Ambition.